There's a small convenience store just off the highway near where I live. It's the only place around that stays open all night. Out here, in the middle of nowhere, that makes it important. If I drive a little fast, I can get there in about 25 minutes. For people used to cities, that probably sounds far. For us, it's basically next door. My sleep schedule is terrible. I work best at night, when everything is quiet and the world feels paused. Because of that, I've been to that store more times than I can remember. I like to think I look completely average. Nothing memorable. The kind of face that disappears in a crowd. Still, I sometimes wonder if the night workers recognize me by now. This happened just last week, which is why every detail still feels sharp. It was a little after midnight. I was sitting at my desk, coding on my laptop, completely locked in. Between 9 at night and 3 in the morning, my focus is at its peak. Then, without warning, hunger hit me hard. One moment I was fine, the next my stomach felt hollow and tight. Around 2 a.m., I shut everything down and decided to get food. The road to the store is quiet. It's more of a local highway than a real interstate. At that hour, it's usually empty. No traffic, no movement, just darkness and the steady glow of my headlights cutting through it. The drive itself was uneventful, which almost made it worse in hindsight. I pulled into the parking lot under the buzzing fluorescent lights and went inside. I ordered a sandwich at the counter and started wandering the aisles while I waited. Too much caffeine and restless energy made standing still impossible. I paced slowly, pretending to browse. That's when I noticed something strange. At the back of the store, near the refrigerators, someone was sitting on the floor. At first, my brain tried to ignore it. People do weird things at night. But then I looked again. He was sitting cross-legged, facing the glass refrigerator doors, completely still, like he was studying his reflection or something behind the glass. All I could see was a brown jacket and worn jeans. His head was angled slightly downward, hiding his face. The way he sat didn't look relaxed. His posture felt tense, almost forced, like sitting that way took effort. Curiosity got the better of me. I walked down a nearby aisle, planning to glance at his face and move on before he noticed. I tried to look casual, reaching for snacks I didn't want. The moment I turned the corner, he snapped his head toward me. The movement was sudden enough to make me freeze. His eyes were wide, too wide. His lips were trembling slightly, like he was cold, even though the store was warm and he was wearing a jacket. His body looked twisted, uncomfortable, as if he'd been holding that position for far too long. But the worst part was his expression. He wasn't angry. He wasn't smiling. He just stared at me with a blank, lifeless look that made my stomach drop. It didn't feel like he was looking at me. It felt like he was looking through me. We locked eyes for several seconds. It felt much longer. I broke the stare and quickly turned down another aisle, my heart racing. I suddenly wanted nothing more than to grab my food and leave. I stood near the counter, waiting, angling my body so I could see the back of the store without making it obvious. I half expected him to appear between the aisles. He never did. When my sandwich was ready, I grabbed it and left immediately. I didn't look back. I just wanted to get home and forget the whole thing. As I pulled out and turned back onto the highway, something moved in my peripheral vision. I glanced toward the store and saw someone
Road
running,
trip,
full
eh?
speed, from the entrance, toward the far end of the parking lot. The brown jacket confirmed it. I was already accelerating when I saw him jump into a pickup truck. I didn't stop to think about what someone like that could be rushing to do at 2 in the morning. I just knew I wanted distance between us. A few minutes later, the store's lights faded behind me, replaced by complete darkness. I relaxed slightly. I was used to being the only car on the road at that hour. That's when headlights appeared in my rearview mirror. At first, I thought it might be a cop, but the lights kept getting closer, faster than me, and I wasn't driving slow. I eased off the gas, waiting for flashing red and blue. They never came. The vehicle pulled close enough for me to recognize it. It was the same truck. I pressed the accelerator harder. Almost immediately, the driver started flashing his headlights and honking. Panic set in. I didn't know whether to try outrunning him or pull over and hope he passed. I chose speed. The faster I went, the more terrified I became. It wasn't excitement or adrenaline anymore. It was pure fear, the kind that tells you something is deeply wrong. When my speed climbed past what felt safe, a voice in my head screamed that I was going to die. I swerved into the right lane, hoping he'd pass. He stayed behind me. When I started slowing down to pull onto the shoulder, his truck slammed into my car. That was the moment I understood this wasn't road rage. He was trying to kill me. Everything blurred. My hands shook as I fought to keep control. I knew another hit at that speed could send me spinning. When I saw him lining up again, instinct took over. I swerved left and slammed on the brakes. The truck shot past me. I watched as it fishtailed, swerved wildly, and then disappeared off the road into the dark field beside the highway. I didn't stop. I drove straight home, shaking, and called the police as soon as I was inside. I gave my statement, even though I couldn't pinpoint exactly where it happened. I know that store has cameras. I hope they find him. It's been a week now. My car still needs repairs, and I still don't know why he followed me. All I know is this: some people don't just wander into the night. They hunt in it.